All right, guys, welcome back. But before I get started, I do have a disclaimer that this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. Um, but today, really wanted to lay out my plan for this year, and I wanted to give you guys where I think the Bitcoin price is going. My prediction, uh, pretty much at what point will I be taking profits and why? Things to watch out for this year, the long-term strategy outlook, where I think it's going, and then also just my example of my taking profit strategy. So first off, I really haven't ever uh, given you guys my prediction, and but now after doing some studying, and I could be way off on this, and I think I don't know if some of you guys have heard predictions of um, 200,000, 250,000 plus. I don't think that we're going to get there this year. It could be in the coming years. But this is where I think we're going this year, um, between 115 and 142,000. So I wanted to kind of share with you where I got that number. So you guys can go into this website, look into bitcoin.com. But this is something that I see very valuable. This is the stock to flow model. This guy's created this thing since 2012, and this is free, and pretty much, kind of has been pretty spot on with the Bitcoin price and where it goes. I don't know all the math and everything that's put into it. I'm sure you can read it all here and everything. But what you're seeing right now, like for example, it kind of gives you a glance of what the prices could come, and you can kind of mess with it and toggle it. But and then on here, it kind of shows you, you know, days until the next halving event. Basically the green that we get, probably the farther away we kind of go to the top of the market. And so that's what you're seeing here is you saw a top here in 2012. You saw another top here in 2013, and they actually had two tops in 2013. And then you saw the bear market go down, and then you had the 2017 it go up, and then it go back down. And so here's where we're at right now. Okay, we're in the orange, and so that's why I feel like we have some room to go over 100,000, just like we did over here. And in case you haven't seen my other Bitcoin halving and why Bitcoin goes up, please be sure to check out that first video, because this will kind of help you explain this whole cyclical reasoning of why it goes up. So anyway, so I'm following this very closely. I think it is pretty spot on. So as you can even see here, in like 4 years, it's showing 4 or 5 years, it's showing that it has a possibility to be $1 million. So I don't, I'll have to see it to believe it. I mean, that'd be pretty awesome. But right now, I mean, I'm here. I'm sorry, this would be 5 to 6 years. So right now, I'm just going to follow it right now going into this year, which means that we have some room to go here, right? And that's where I got my prediction of 115 to 142. So okay, Nick. So why am I going to have profit? Why would I ever take profits away from Bitcoin? So let me be very clear about this. So I got into Bitcoin like right like right around here or so, in 2017. So if what I would have known 4 years ago, I realized that I got in at the very top of the market. And what I didn't know at the time was why it was going down. And so what I'm trying to share with you guys here is that whatever profits that I'm going to be making from Bitcoin this year, I will be planning on um, taking the profits and buying more Bitcoin. Let me be very clear with that. I'm not taking the profits to do other things. I am taking the profits to buy more Bitcoin. So I don't think we'll ever see these prices under 20,000 ever again. And that's just how the process goes. So depending on how high we go, if we did the math, I think if we actually went up to 142,000, we could just do the math here. 142,000. Let's just say it, and then let's just say it corrects 80%. So 142 minus 113. I'm sorry. 142 minus 113. So, there could be a time where it goes down, in 2022, 2023. Just like it went down here below it, you know, it could go down to 29,000 next year, or in the next 2 years. So I wouldn't be surprised, you know, and I think that's a good way of kind of pointing. However, whatever the high peak is, I mean, it could go down 60 or 80%. But again, the reason why it goes down is because, again, there's only so many Bitcoin to be printed, right? And so, what I did learn is is to stick with Bitcoin. The reason is because if I would have actually just stuck with Bitcoin here, okay, I would have made a lot of money. But if I would have actually maybe sold a little bit here, and then actually buy it during these times, in which I did catch a couple of these down here. I didn't hold it as much, but I did buy a couple of it here. That should help you understand that this market will go up, but it'll also go down. But it's going to go down, not ever back to the prices it was 4 years ago. So it could go back down to 30,000, but 4 years after that, the price may only go down to 60,000, and then a couple years 100,000. So this process always creates new lows, as you saw here. I mean, from 2017 on, after this, I mean, we never saw prices like these ever again. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so this is the plan. I don't think I've ever laid this out to anybody, but I plan on taking profits at the 70,000 mark. I'm sorry, 64,000 mark, 93,000, and 128,000. So the reason why I put it in these specific amounts is because I'm starting to also notice that, there's some sort of psychology around like 20,000, 50,000, 65,000. A denomination of 5 or 10, 100,000, 90,000, 80,000. Like, I wanted to kind of give you guys an uncommon number, because that'll allow you guys to be able to take out profits when everybody else is probably taking profits at 65,000, or everybody will take profits at 100,000. Usually, historically, what happens when somebody takes profits at a 65 or 100 or 50 or whatever it may be, you start to see a pretty big bounce down, right? So I want to make sure you catch those profits before those things happen. But this will actually be the first year that I actually take profits and sort of store them away in the savings. And so I just want to give you guys what that looks like. Now, if it goes above this, then I'll still have my stack that I'll keep, and I'll show you guys the example of what I mean down here. Okay, so what are some things to look out for? So here's the things to look out for. So I want to kind of go back and kind of share with you, what happened in 2013. So in 2013, we went up. We actually had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green, and then we had 2 red. And then we went down for about 2 months. Actually, 3 months we went down, and then we shot right back up. So in this halving event, we in 1 year time, we shot up once. In April, we went back down for a couple months, and then we shot back up around November. Okay. In 2017, when the halving event in January 6, 2016 occurred, I mean, this was just one big long bump up. There wasn't like, two like there were here in 2013 to 2014. So what do I think here now? Well, it's again, it's hard to tell. I don't know. Here's the thing: is right now we've been going on the. This is a monthly candle by the way. So if you notice, we've have 6 monthly candles in green, and the only time we ever did that or even close was in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Then we had 2 red months. So could April, I mean, it could follow the same thing. Could April, May, and June, could we actually see, maybe the 7 months go down? Um, and let me be very clear. I mean, I don't think we're going to have these kind of, you know, percentages go down. I mean, that would be pretty crazy, 70% price. But there could be a big dip. It could go down. We could have a run up to 75, 80,000, and then boom, we go down for a couple months, maybe even to 50, 40. I wouldn't even be surprised around 40,000. But just like we did here, that'll probably shake off people, and then we have one run up. Or we could just be like in 2017, where we just continue to go up all the way up here, and then we go back down into the bear market. But I just want to give you guys two perspectives what to look like. I'm leaning toward maybe it being more like 2013, where we may have a run up, probably this month, and then we might just go into a bear market for the next 2 or 3 months, and we might see sideways actions. But then that'll allow us toward the end of the year to go back up and hit some of these highs, like it did. Because I mean, once it kind of bottomed out, I mean, we went back up almost 1,000% here. But again, uh, you know, that's why I gave you guys my levels of where to hit. And here's the thing is that if my levels don't hit this year for whatever reason, then I'm not you know, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave my money in there. I'm not gonna take anything out. Okay. But other things to watch out for. So I've posted other videos, and I made a prediction of a stock market crash from April to the end of June, June 30th. Uh, you know, Here's the thing is that I believe that there could be a correlation with Bitcoin. So if the stock market crashes, I mean, I'm not naive to think that Bitcoin won't crash as well. So something to look out for uh, as well, just to be cautious there. And then there's also taxes that are due. Usually those are times where things get kind of choppy. We also have elections, so another thing to look out for. So from a timeline perspective, here's the thing is that, from a timeline perspective, historically, like in 2013 and 2014, this one ended at the top one was in November. This one was in December. So I'm not saying that this is going to go all the way down to like December, and then it will top out, and then we'll go back down again. Um, that's why I gave you guys just my price targets. If it happens in if it all happens in the next 3 months, then let it be. And if we continue to go higher, then that's awesome too. But um, you know, I don't know what the timeline is. It could be August, it could be September. It could be earlier than these other months where we've topped out at. So just something to think about. Again, I talked about the even number psychology. That's why I give you guys my taking profit strategies out there. Um, my near-term price action, and goes hand in hand with my monthly green candles. So here's the thing, guys, is that we've been going up for since October 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, just a straight rocket. Um, you know, I mean, like 500% in the last, 6 months. Could we continue to go up? We could, but you know, I think that we're probably going to see some red here. So, I think we could go up, but I think we're going to have some red here. It may happen this month, it may happen next month, but just know that that's healthy. If we just went all the way green, and guess what? If we went all the way green like this, then we're going to see a slam, and that's what we don't want. We want to see some red opportunities. We want to see some more of these patterns that go, like these little bottom patterns. You want to see that curvature. If you don't, then as fast as it goes up, as fast as it could go down. Wanted to give you guys my long-term strategy outlook of where I think Bitcoin is going. So as you can see, I have it broken out by every 4 years. And if you guys haven't looked at my first video on the Bitcoin halving event, please do so. That helps explain where I think these are going. Now, we could hit 250,000 this year. I don't know, but this is just my outlook on it. As far as, Bitcoin. And this is why I've made this YouTube video, is because for you guys, because there's going to be a time, and it could be now in the next 4 years, where this may be the only times in our lives where we'll be able to buy Bitcoin under 100,000. And again, you don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy 0.1 right now for 5,000, or you can buy 0.005 for 2,500, or whatever it may be. But if you just think about it from 0.1 Bitcoin, which is a tenth of a Bitcoin, right now is $5,000. So if you think about it from that perspective, in 16 years, if you bought $5,000 today and you didn't do anything for the next 16 years, and a tenth of a Bitcoin could be 1 million, that would equal $100,000. That's pretty good return, right? So anyways, I just think that it's a great opportunity to accumulate Bitcoin right now in our lifetime, really now in the next 4 or 5 years, because as these prices continue to go up, then we may not have that opportunity. And then I'll probably start talking about altcoins opportunities and some other coins probably the next couple of years during this process. But right now, I think it's just a great time to buy Bitcoin, as you can also store it as a wealth value down the road. So anyways, so I wanted to give you guys a take profit example. This is just an example that I wanted to kind of show you guys. So let's just say, you bought $1,000 at 20, at the Bitcoin price of 20,000. So my take profit strategy would be at 64,000. So at that point, I should have earned around 3,200. So that's about 3.2 times. So my take profit would have been 1056 that I would have taken out. I would leave that balance in there. And then that balance left over would be $2,144. And then if it goes up again, that would equal, so that would be back into 93,000, 1.45. My balance then would be 3,108. Take profit of 1025 at 33%. Then that would leave me a balance of 2083. Take the profit at 128 at 6.14. That will leave me a balance of 36.45. Take profit at 1202. So if I would have invested $1,000 of Bitcoin at $20,000, I would still have $2,443 worth of Bitcoin that I'm not touching, but I would actually be taking $3,283 in profit to invest in the Bitcoin in the next 2 years or so. So anyway, this is just an example of I don't know what your situation is, but this is just an example of what that would mean. So if you didn't buy these prices and you're buying now, you kind of fill in the blanks of whatever it would be. But even now, I still believe you investing it in today would give you 100% return. So if there's not any other asset that will give you about 100% return this year, that would be something to look into. But anyway, so guys, again, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes, but I wanted to give you guys the layout of exactly of what I'm going to be doing. And again, like, share. Thank you so much for enjoying these videos, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.